Gavan, I am your GM in the Great Barrier, and I'm here to welcome you to the center of your entertainment galaxy. You're here tonight with Star Trek Adventures Broken Sword, our Klingon game set in the mid 23rd century. I've just realized that a power cord is not plugged in that I need to be plugged in because with everything plugged in, I will not have power. There we go. All right. So, yes, we
Just
are...
use that electric personality of yours. That'll work.
If personality could power things, then I would be a drain on my electronics. Anyway, self-deprecating humor aside, we are about to start with some Star Trek Adventures Broken Sword. Before we get into that, I wanted to just let people know of a couple things going on. First, for those of you watching either on the stream or the archives, you'll notice not a lot has been happening of late. Some of that has been illness on my part. I have just recently gotten over those bugs, so that's part of the issue. Aegis, in particular, our other game that usually runs on weekends, that has been taking a planned outage this past weekend and this next one, the 18th of May. For the best of reasons, I happen to be taking a being more cosmically powerful than myself out to a special place to celebrate a certain 6th anniversary of our joining. So, Aegis will come back on the 25th. Broken Sword, meanwhile, will continue as normal, or something of that sort. If anything comes up, then you know the social medias to check us out on. You might see an update on YouTube if you're watching through the archives. And you can, of course, join our Discord where I post about these things a lot of the time. And I am getting into a bit more first edition homebrew for Star Trek Adventures, so you might see a few other treats on there. Things that might come there first and eventually make it out into a more public place to post. We'll see where that goes. Also on the list, let's go down and give some quick shout-outs to our other players. In particular, Caligo, tell us what you've got going on over on your Twitch channel.
I've just been streaming a lot more games recently, getting some emotes after that artist taught me drunk. So, that'll be fun. Very
nice, very nice. And for those of you interested there, the link will be in the description of the video for those in the archive. Otherwise, you can check Caligo out at twitch.tv/XylaOXO. And then, of course, we have Mr. Azek Korg himself, Joe, the Overland Gamer. Got anything special going on over on your channel?
Not really. I was playing... what was I playing? I don't even remember. I started... Well, I've been playing through Everspace 2. That's been our more common game. I did run through Cyberpunk 2077, the demo for that. It was okay. I don't think I'm going to buy it because it's just not my thing. But I do writing streams from time to time where we write some Star Trek Adventures stuff, some Fallout's 2D20 stuff, and I'll be writing some homebrew TTRPG stuff for an upcoming setting that I'm hoping to get out sometime this year. So definitely check us out there. Also follow our podcast. We've got some stuff coming up for that. Overland Gamer, the podcast, which is on Spotify and most of the podcast streaming platforms. So,
all right. Well, for those of you that are interested in checking out any of our players there, feel free to check us out. Also, thank you for whomever subscribed, and because I have apparently not figured out the one part of my streaming managers and OBS, I do not know who you are, but we appreciate that you enjoy this content enough to give us that little bit of support. So thank you very much. And for those of you that are interested in checking them, either Caligo or Joe out on their respective platforms and podcasts, as usual, all the links are in the description of the video for those of you checking the archives. Otherwise, peek at the chat and you can at least see links to Twitch channels and whatnot. So, with all of that, let's get back to our adventure here. So, let's see. When last we left off, the crew of the Yan has found themselves in a pretty desperate situation on the world of Horsamar. It is the moment in the stream where the GM quickly loses his train of thought and takes a sip of water to regain that. Okay. The world is the site of a terrible battle between the forces of House Mog, an ascendant house gunning for greatness, and the forces of House Kullorn, a rising warrior house who, though they had no involvement in the Mog's long-standing blood feud with their main rivals, the House of Kullorn, they have come to this planet in order to do battle and perhaps to protect the inhabitants of the world, or at least to defend some sense of honor. In any case, the battle stretched for many weeks and has gone very poorly in the end for House Kullorn. They have been isolated to a single settlement where their ships, badly damaged and otherwise depleted of most supplies, their soldiers mostly walking wounded, if not too injured to fight, are holding only with the help of very well prepared defenses and heavy guns that cannot long sustain the fire which they have been able to rain down. Against this, the House Mog forces simply have more and more of these to expect. The Yan arrived in the later stages of this battle, where Raldar, you, as a member of the House of Kullorn, were called to assist. Honor demanded you be present, and you had met with your uncle, a Klingon general by the name of Kulek. His enthusiasm has fluctuated at different times. On one hand, at least glad to see you as having some extra hands to do something, but disappointed that none of the other sons of Kullorn have shown. In the time that you've been here, you've found how desperate the situation is, and you've been seeking a way to even the odds. In particular, Raldar, you have hatched a plan that involves taking you and some of the sundry figures you've gathered to your side, Quebec, rather, a warrior you picked up from the captain's world, a Creole man that had tried to kill you by the name of Nogri, and your mutant clone Dar. So, real A-team material, obviously. You're trying to deliver a raid that will hopefully destroy a disruptor and open up a place for a ground assault that ideally would turn into a way of disrupting their the blockade they have planet-wise so that they can focus on getting ships off the ground and escaping. It does not sound like Kulek will go for this plan, so you see that this may more likely lead to a glorious death than outright victory. You are doing your best, however. And that best may have given you an opportunity, for as you descended through the sewers of the settlement that you were in, you had managed to intercept one Klingon warrior on his own, a member of House Mog, whose comms were not secure, and have revealed to you that the that a Mog general is apparently going to be nearby and inspecting this segment of the line, giving you some ideas. Elsewhere, other members of the crew are working through the settlement to try and improve the situation in any way they can think to do. For the part of one Traven Lex, that means extending a welcoming hand to somebody that he'd never thought to contact up until now, but that may bear grave consequences for himself and for even greater concerns. For the time...
Check the stream chat to see what exciting things the crew has planned for Traven.
Oh boy, oh boy. Yep. So, let us start off whilst Traven's fate remains uncertain. Let us tend to our other team here, those presently residing in the sewers. You've stripped off the wrist communicator of the Klingon man whom Dar has. I'm pretty sure that he has murdered in some gruesome fashion. I don't remember how exactly we described it from last time, but it was bad.
Did he eat him?
He probably ate him. He ate parts of him. This is a very large Gorn clone man who rose from the sewage and took a big chomp. Even if the man wasn't eaten, he might wish it for all the infections that he was bound to get from being attacked by Dar at this point. It's not a good situation.
Like his devouring was a mercy.
Yes. So, yep. As all this goes on, the rest of you are pretty much on your guard, making sure that nobody else came down to either check on him or otherwise had the same idea of relieving themselves. But yes, for the moment, it seems as though you are all on your own. You are very near, however, the end of the tunnel system.
Quick question for
Yes.
clarification.
Yes.
Where was Zional left? Was he with Team Seward, or was he with Team Stick Around and Find Things to Do at the Klingon base?
I believe he was team sit back and watch what dumb plan Traven gets into. And
Okay.
Yeah, because suicide mission didn't enthuse Zional, if I remember.
Yeah, I mean, chance to kill a priority target would have, but he didn't know about that. So, yeah, no suicide mission for him.
Yeah. Let me ask, Sean.
Yes.
For the side of the conversation that would have tried to recruit Zional, can you give us the gist of the self-appointed recruiter on that mission?
Oh boy.
Oh, hey, Zional, right? That's your name, right? Zional, dude.
Yes.
Ah, good. We got a mission. We're gonna go kill some of the enemy. Probably it'll be glorious, and we might not come back. You want to come with us? Glory and honor all over the place, man.
Glory and honor, but we might not come back.
Yeah.
Well, somebody has to stay around to tell the tale of your glorious battles. So, if I went with you, no one would be around to do that.
You got a point. You got a point.
Next time, you go.
Still sounds a little cowardly, but you got a point.
Listen, let's make a deal. Next time you throw yourself into a life-challenging battle,
You're gonna come?
Sure.
Look, next time you're with us. Good. All right. I remember that. All right.
I'm sure you will, my friend.
I gotta go find more people. All right.
God, I hope he forgets.
That's the quality content you come here and subscribe to. I am proud as a GM.
I really do like Comic Con.
I do too.
He's fun. He's a gem. National treasure.
Yeah, but you won't find him in a presidential desk drawer.
And his grave will
True.
be unmarked, but it'll be a glorious one.
Exactly.
He's gonna have a high seat at the high table with Kalis in the afterlife.
Yep. You watch him take the. Watch him get the statue for the most important person in the Klingon Empire.
The Miles O'Brien
Like
statue?
the Miles O'Brien statue.
Yes.
Oh, I love it.
House that accidentally became just a union. All right. So yes, Raldar, you have the risk communicator. There's maybe a little more that you could glean from it if you so desired. But otherwise, yeah, the kind of pacing of things, however you want that to go here, is kind of up to you here. Dar is just going to nosh until he's told otherwise.
Yeah. Speed, I do think speed is important, especially now that we have killed one of the darts, so yeah.
Yeah, but he came down here to pee.
You do know he was probably a sentry, right?
They're all going to be sentries at this point.
Exactly. So, we want to get them unawares before, his shift ends.
I don't want their underwear.
Let's just get to killing fast, okay?
Yeah, that'll work. That'll work, yeah.
Speaking language.
You okay there, big guy?
Use something.
You just didn't burn out a brain cell, did you?
Spicy. Gaba. Cool.
Okay.
He tosses aside a half-eaten arm, blood dribbling from his jaws, and yeah, he'll follow alongside you, Raldar.
I have a little handkerchief to Dar. You might want to clean that off your face. It's disturbing.
For fluff, I'm going to roll for Dar to see if he gets what he's supposed to use it for.
Let that reason point come into work, baby. Let that reason point come into work.
Oh, reason plus command. Oh wait, we put a point into reason, so he doesn't have the base 7 now.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I bumped that.
You paid for 8 reason, you're gonna use all 8 reason.
Yeah, he's learning.
All right,
He's
doesn't.
a real boy.
Let's see here. He will wipe his forehead and drop the handkerchief into the sewage before walking
Close
away.
enough. Close enough. He tried.
He tried. They both tried.
Yep. All right. So you march. You march through the end of the. You march through the end of the sewage system, or based on what your sensors are the sensor reading that the Yon was able to take. You march through to the location that you believe is behind the lines. While there's a lot more rubble in this area, it is still, at the very least, there is a partially broken ladder, something you can still navigate. It might be a little difficult for you to scale, such that I'll say that there is a task involved. I'll make
For
it
each of us?
Yes, I am going to say that there is. Each of you will do it. Just because two of you are the larger ones here, I am going to spend a threat to increase the complication range for Raldar and Dar specifically.
I see.
You're such a sizist GM.
Hey, you can't help that. I can't help it being the cosmic one, seeing you all as such small but valuable pieces of the puzzle.
I'm assuming we have 1 point of momentum.
That is correct.
Oh, Lord. Did nobody roll well, or do we just burn it all?
Much has been burned.
Okay.
All right, what was it you
Lots of
wanted?
gawk pocket
Wait,
jokes. No.
but Azek has 4 points with him. Is there a
Oh,
reason
right,
for that?
right. Oh, no. That 1 point was actually... that is for something different. So the 4 points that Azek has actually reflects the
Oh,
the
good.
total.
Okay. Can
My
we
apologies.
spend a couple of those points just to make the ladder better?
Well, you could do so. If one of you wanted to create an engineering advantage, you could easily counter my threat spend.
Do we have to make an engineering roll?
No, I would just say that an advantage plus, a little narrative fluff to say that you guys have a good way to stabilize the ladder, or perhaps Dar will stand at the bottom and make sure that it remains stable, basically anchor it, letting the first three of you climb up, and as you go, we'll say that you can set your disruptor to a low setting, melt some of the damaged struts into place, and something like that.
Is everybody okay with that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I love it.
Because we'll fail the roll. You know we will.
Shh, shh, shh.
The
Don't
You're
let him-
right, but
The
Don't let the
dice
guys-
are benevolent dice. They
Don't
will.
let-
They are. You know.
Don't let them hear you. That's where it really gets dangerous.
There's nothing to hear. It's the digital die roller that hates us.
Okay.
All right, so we can get up the ladder now. We don't have
Yep.
to roll dice.
You ascend easily without need to roll for the task. As you break through the, you get to the top of the ladder, you find that there's a bit of pressure at the top, as if to suggest there's probably some debris on top of it. Who is at the top of the ladder? Let me ask who went first.
I think we would have. Wouldn't we? Raldar should probably go first because he's the biggest and heaviest, and that would, fully stress test the ladder. And if he's the engineer, then he would be the one who would spot weld it back to in place.
Yeah.
Okay, fair
I
enough.
just know that if I have to roll dice, I'm gonna die.
Fair enough.
And if he falls, we're all standing underneath them. So then we make new characters and continue on, right?
No, he'll land on Dar first because he's taller.
It'll be a Gordon sandwich.
I'm not touching
Ooh,
that statement.
Yummy.
Anyway, Raldar, if you are okay with being the first to emerge, then
I'm A-okay with that.
yep. You have to push through the rubble. The building that this was attached to has clearly been devastated at a certain point in the bombardment, or probably during the approach. But you managed to press your way through the debris and are able to ascend. You have a rough sense of where you come out as the sensor, based on the sensor readings, but it doesn't quite do justice to the environment you find yourself in, which we'll focus in here. The segment of the line that you've come out as should not be too far away from what would be the point of contact, or at least the front line redoubts of the of this area. The location was actually ideal because of close proximity to a disruptor cannon. Though you find yourself a bit downhill, frankly, a little bit depressed even for that zone, as it seems that the building you're in is partly cratered. This doesn't surprise you, however, because both when the Mog forces were advancing and when the Kullorn forces were trying to use counter-battery action, they had struck at this area several times. So you have a sense that you've basically arrived at the bottom of a slightly steep ridge that used to have some buildings on the outskirts of the settlement, and a small Mog encampment. You suspect there are fortified lines. Your sensors did suggest something of the sort would be in the area. Though from your vantage point, you don't immediately make out any signs of anyone around. Coming out from there, you would be the first to emerge, followed steadily by the others. So, I'll go ahead, bring each of you out of the tunnel. Just trying to size tokens appropriately. Maybe make Dar make you just a teensy bit smaller compared to your token. There you go.
Okay, there's my open mug.
Yep. So you all emerge from the cover of the situation. There is a readily apparent haze in this area. Some of it from the... you suspect that even though that the debris that has been sent up is not as concentrated as it is over the settlement, which is why that is like so dark and cloudy. It's like filled with ash from all the destruction. There's still a pretty unhealthy haze about this area that seems to give everything a rusty tint.
How lovely.
Yes. So, yeah. Any words to exchange between yourselves, Raldar, Nogri, Quebec?
To clarify real quick on the map, this is a wall, a barricade of sorts for,
Yeah,
standing
I'd
behind?
say part trench, part like rampart. Like
Fortification.
yes,
A firing wall. A trench with a firing wall. And
Basically.
we're behind it.
yes. You have
Okay.
come out behind the enemy lines, and particularly behind the like your objective was to come very near a large disruptor cannon, which
That
it
would
is
be
one
right
of many
there.
that the Mog have been using.
Okay. Are the black spots craters, or are they simply explosions?
They
Are they
are.
remnants of explosions?
They do indicate craters.
Okay. And this is just bare rock?
Pretty much.
Just clarifying the map, sir. I apologize.
Of course, of course. There were some, like, this is meant to be a bit more of a ridge. It doesn't quite come across the way I'd like, but it's, like, you don't quite have to scale it necessarily, or not entirely. There is a steep path up, but there's, like, it's not easy terrain to cross, basically.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So, any words exchanged between yourselves?
Okay, so smaller lizard guy. We good to go? Know
Yes.
where we're going?
That is our objective, as I point to the big gun.
Nice. Can I shoot stuff with it before we blow it up?
If we get the opportunity.
Yeah. Good. I like it.
Detonation before... confirming we can detonate before firing it will be preferable.
Oh, blowing that thing up shouldn't be too hard. You know, just gotta pull out some of the safeties and some of the cooler interlocks, and and take out one line of code, and the whole thing will just overload and go pop. Well, more like a really big pop. Leave a crater.
How many people do you think are there?
Mr. GM, what's the scale kind of like?
You mean the scale of the gun compared to...
This scale of the map, I'm assuming that our little tokens are not to scale with the environment.
Yeah, they're... I tried to make them a little smaller just to represent the... to represent relative size. Like, I wanted the disruptor cannon to be comparable to, like, a fair size, or a fairly large-sized artillery piece. Large, but still practical for a sci-fi sense, or for sci-fi sensibilities. In terms of distances, I'd say that I'm very bad about actually devising proper distances for like scale in my head, or difficulty holding that. What I can say is that like it would be a little timely to take even the most direct route there. Like, but that's more a function of difficult terrain. I would say that like it might be a slight, maybe 10-minute march to get up into a decent position.
Okay. Do any of us have a tricorder?
I suspect you would have scanners from the on.
Okay.
We should, yes.
We should. We paid for them, I think.
I mean, the standard equipment.
Yeah. So use my tricorder and try to see if I can pick up how many other guys are out there.
Okay, give me a...
Gotta know how many I gotta kill.
Reason plus science, please.
Yep, trying to find my other character sheet.
Yep. That'll be a difficulty 1 roll for any one of you who wishes to roll. Suffice to say, Dar cannot roll in this circumstance, however.
Yeah. Yeah. Reason and science is worse than Tabok's combat rolls. Used to be.
Hazard awareness.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, again, we're still counting this as a single activation, so I don't have anything I don't get anything to add to him, right?
Yep. It's a per episode basis.
Not per adventure. I mean, not per session. So
Correct.
All right, so let's see if the dice gods like me. Oh.
Well, you do score the single success that you need.
Okay, cool.
If anyone else wants to roll, then they may have an opportunity to earn momentum for you instead.
Would I just roll as an assist?
You could just assist Kamek.
Yeah. There we go.
2 successes. So, Joe, feel free to draw a point of momentum there. And I'll bring you up to 3 points.
Why do icons keep popping in and out on Roll20?
Oh, that's when you change your little name as roll thing.
Okay. Sorry. It was just...
Quite all right. In any case, the 2 of you puzzle over your scanners. Nogri, I imagine you just looking around to make sure that nobody spots you or nobody has a Nobody comes to check on the other sentry.
Oh, I'm fully keeping watch.
Yeah. From what you can tell, it looks as though there are, I'd say, about at least half a dozen officers, or well, half a dozen Klingons that are presently manning the defensive lines. I'll go ahead and make some tokens visible to give you a rough sense of positions from what you can tell. So let's move the map slightly just so that you can all get a better look. So there appear to be warriors in positions mostly inside the fortifications. However, you do also see signs that there are a handful of warriors immediately by the gun emplacement. I will also say that as you are observing this bunch, there appears to be a distant transporter signal suggesting a new set of life signs numbering maybe another 5 individuals, all Klingon, beaming in just a little ways further from the position, further back from the line.
I don't know. We're gonna have to kill the guys near the gun quiet, like. I'll do quiet. I wish that creepy dude would come with us. You could probably sneak up right behind him and stick him. More glory for us.
Yes, we'll see. We'll see.
What are the little cylindrical looking things? Are those the charges for the disruptor battery?
They are some sort of cargo pods, but that would be reasonable to guess.
Okay.
At least some of them could have that.
Oh, we can blow them up too.
We'll approach with daggers first and switch to rifles if things do get loud.
Oh, they're gonna get loud.
When they get loud.
Yeah, okay, good. All right, well, you're in charge. Hay'wI, lead on.
So yeah, Dar will adjust the strap for his disruptor rifle and then pull out his detang dagger.
Dar,
Yeah.
go ahead.
And his disruptor pistol is just like, just gesture his head and start making his way up the path.
Okay, so cautiously, your little band begins its approach, scaling up the grounds, moving along what is along the ridge is a slightly less steep path. From what you would guess, Raldar, from the way that it is laid out, this was probably basically an engineered footpath that would allow whatever buildings were here previously to connect to each other. A last remnant to understand the function of what could have been any number of simple civilian locations along this battlefront.
Are these ruins still smoking at all?
Some of them are. Though,
I meant specifically the two that are still on the map with the craters in them.
Probably not those so much. It's more the dark marks basically reflect like carbon scoring from the disruptors that have just vaporized segments and otherwise like left serious burns.
Okay. 'Cause I was wondering if we could use the smoke as cover.
Yeah, not quite in this circumstance.
Yep.
But the craters and rubble would afford you some of that cover. So, as you begin to navigate up through the ruins, you find a mostly broken building. It has practically been leveled, although there are some segments of wall that remain standing. From the vantage point you have, you can begin to get a look over where you do indeed see a few Klingons working. I'd say two appear to be handling what could be a power cell or some sort of system for the disruptor that they're replacing, while one is operating main controls. You hear some loud chattering in the distance from them. Raldar, you likewise notice, looking the other way, you do see that there appears to be a small group wandering through the cratered area behind them. Several warriors that appear to be in standard monk garb. One of them appears to have, just from this distance, maybe you can tell slightly more ornate armor, but more so distinguished by the very large batleth strapped to his back.
I see.
The large, bloodied jaw of your counterpart, your clone, comes behind you. Shock. Awe.
I nod and, point towards the gun.
Dar will quiet his grumbling as he draws himself lower, steadily prepares to stalk forward. Before you guys enter, you guys could be about to enter combat here. Suppose I would ask, do you want a moment to think about what you are going to do or how you are going to do it, thus allowing for a different scene to take place, or do you want to jump right in?
Well, I'll have a question first. I have a question, at least. Which direction are these guys heading?
They are moving towards the line, mostly right now.
So in this general direction?
Yes.
Okay. Hemlock's not smart, but he's cunning. Alright.
So, quick ask then. Minute to think over what you want to do and run a different scene, or would you guys like to go ahead and jump into combat now?
I'm gonna try and follow closer behind Dar to give him backup,
Okay,
if that's okay.
that'd be fine. It'll be a bit weird trailing close to your the large lizard man that almost ate you, but that's
They're past
total.
it. They're past it.
Yeah, we're past it.
Yeah.
Well, we respect each other.
Brothers in arms. Eaten.
Fair enough. Yeah, I guess I'll, as the leader of the team, I'll redirect same question back to you there, Victor. Do you want a minute before we start that, or would you like to engage the would you like to engage the Klingons by the gun now?
I am ready to go, unless you guys are really interested to see how Traven sells us out.
Wait, what now?
Don't worry about it.
I really missed something.
Let's do it then.
I might have to kill our ship's chef. Just be prepared.
Dude, we went with him through hell. We better not have to kill our chef.
Dude, really? Yeah.
Oh my god.
We might have to kill him.
All right.
So-
So about how far away? Okay, this is me. So how far away are me from these guys?
I would put it at
About
a
10 meters?
Yeah, we'll call it, for the sake of Star Trek Adventures, if I were to declare zones, I'm going to say that this is at a range of it's a medium zone away. So you would have to, you would need to walk through a little bit of open ground, basically, to close the distance. They presently don't have that much attention on you. Or they don't have attention directed your way as they're going about their business, and you could approach, you could try to approach in a stealthy manner. In a medium zone, I'd say that, let's see. I would say that to approach, you'd probably have to, if you want to get to knife fighting range, then you need to at least, probably it would take a task basically for all of you to carefully walk up undetected and, stalking your prey, as it were. And then you can engage in melee. You are probably at a distance to where, you could safely engage disruptors without any increased difficulty to your task right now. But that would obviously give things away.
How tall are these canisters?
Tall enough to provide decent cover. I'd say that if you wanted to hide behind them, it would be a full squat. If you just hunched down slightly, then they could be used for basically cover dice, giving you the possibility of resistance if you came under fire.
Yeah, because this goofball doesn't have any armor. Have they been firing this disruptor cannon?
They have...
With any regularity while we've been here?
I would say that they have let off the occasional volley here. Matter of fact, I don't have it in the Roll20, but for our purposes, I will play I'll have a disruptor sound effect going every so often, so...
Okay, is there any indication from the dude who's running the gun as to when he's going to fire? Like, does he fire in the hole or something along those lines for the guys who are working with him?
Probably there's an intermittent call out of Bach!
Okay.
I like a different sound. Let's try... Oof. Not quite that one.
I'm not hearing them.
That's quite all right. This is more something that people in the Twitch are hearing, but people here in the archives. Let's call it... that one's good. Okay. So there'll be an intermittent burst of... there'll be an intermittent... Bah! And a large disruptor bolt flies out from the cannon.
Okay. All right. Hay'wI. Talking to Raldar.
Mm-hmm.
We wait till they fire. We move in. We hide. We wait till they fire. We jump them. Good plan?
Yes. Proceed.
Okay. I'll ask everybody to give me a call this a daring plus security check to reflect that you are slowly, approaching as stealthily as you can.
Yeah, with the cover of the noise, so hopefully that'll work.
Yep, so I'll say because of that, the difficulty on this task will be reduced to 2.
Hazard awareness.
Hazard awareness definitely comes into play.
Oh. Oh no.
Well, you're a big boy.
I'm a big boy.
That you are.
Love that we all have 10-4.
Yeah. For the record, let's see, Raldar presently has 1 success. The Nogri and Kamek, they're able to get to closer positions because of their 2 successes. I'd say, Raldar, you're just a little bit out of range for the dangerous, basically the approach that you wanted to make. Dar...
The beast.
is going to score 3 successes because he is fully stalking prey now. This bit...
Dar is hungry.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So
Does that mean we get? Do we get a point of momentum?
Yes. Joe, you may draw a point of momentum. And real quick, Joe, would you like to actually roll for Dar in this case? Either that or Rev. I have opened the character sheet to everybody.
If I roll it, it's gonna roll like crap.
Rev, would you like to roll for Dar? Is Rev away from the keyboard? I may not have been paying attention to the Discord. If you are here, you are muted. Okay. Rev is momentarily... oh, there we go. Anyway. Quite alright. Let's see. So, Raldar, you are... although you are not quite as far up as you would want, under the advance of another cry from the distance. Bah!
What am I rolling? Sorry.
Oh, I was just asking if you wanted to roll for Dar for the combat encounter. His character sheet is in the supporting characters. He is open to everyone now. All right, so, yeah. You are... I'm going to say, Raldar, you're a little out of position for the melee, so basically, in order to do damage, it would take a task for you to get into melee distance. You'd basically have to do a sprint, as it were.
I see.
Everyone else can move a little more freely here to attack. So, would you like to just say that combat... or let the others initiate combat?
I will gladly let others initiate combat.
Quick question: does Raldar get to do command actions?
He does.
There you go.
I love command actions.
I love the command action. It's great.
Yes. I would probably treat it... I'd treat it more as an assist because we aren't actually on the ship right now, and that is a ship-based duty. But you could roll a command and presence sort of roll to help. So, yeah. You guys start combat at your leisure. Whoever wants to attack first.
If no one's gonna jump in,
Go
stabby,
for it.
stabby, stabby.
All right. Daring plus security.
Oh, I found the ground version of the command task.
Oh, good.
It can only be done once per scene, though. So.
Oh wow!
Correct.
Save it when
Okay.
you want to.
Can I grab a momentum, folks, to get an extra die?
Go for it.
Go for it.
Thank you.
All right.
Stabby. Oh well, only 2 stabbies.
I will, for this first task, because you are catching them by surprise, I will not have them contest. So you earn back 1 more point of momentum. There is
Nice.
1 more call out of bah,
Yeah, that's what I was waiting for. Bah!
and
I on my sheet I don't have a number of dice for the duck tog.
just add
Um,
1 challenge die to that.
Yeah, it's a 1.
Yep.
It's just 1.
Yep.
Okay.
And then,
All right. So stab.
Yep.
Well, stab anyway.
I presume lethal attack.
Yes.
And well, you go for the stab. That is presently 3 points of stress there. If you would like, you could spend the momentum you just earned to re-roll those zeros.
I would really like to do that. Yes.
Set your
Yes.
challenge dice to 3, please, and then press the enter button, and then give it a re-roll.
Thank you.
Much better.
All right, so
Oh.
we have stayed at 3 points of momentum. You've gone for a lethal injury, so that does mean I still take a point of threat for murder.
We're Klingons. This isn't murder. This is war.
There is a specific talent that Klingons have to take to not take threat every time they kill someone. So
That's going to be the first one I get with Hemak.
Look, it's a point of threat because he didn't tell him you were about to stab him.
Ah.
There we go.
Yep.
Hi,
So-
I'm going to stab you. My
So-
name is Hemak. I'll be your mugger for the evening.
It's consent to stab.
You don't need consent. It's just polite to let them know.
As the disruptor cannon goes off, describe how Kimok attacks the warrior manning the artillery.
As he's getting ready to push the button, I can see him, dialing in his target. I've got my duck tog in hand. I basically creep up behind him. He shouts out, "Bah!" And then there's a little snick as the blades come out the sides of the duck tog, and I drive it in the side of his neck.
Yep. Shortly after pressing the control and you pulling away the blade, the ground is sprayed with a reddish-pink blood as the warrior falls to the ground, bleeding out very quickly and unable to respond.
If you
So
don't
that
have
is-
a throat, you can't talk.
Yep. All right, so the turn is about to go to the other side now, unless you would like to keep the initiative.
That might be good.
Okay.
That's up to Raldar. Do we
I'll-
keep the initiative, sir?
How much is it for keeping initiative?
To keep the initiative, that would be, let's see,
Round momentum.
2 momentum to pass the action order to another ally instead of the enemy.
Look, Dar's got to get in there. All right.
Yeah. Dar's once he sees blood.
Two. Let's throw 2 down so Dar gets in there.
Oh, it's time.
All right.
Nibble, nibble.
Little nibble.
I mean, with his stats, he might generate more. So
I'm just going to preemptively take another point of threat.
There's no way he can't attack non-lethally yet.
Yep.
yet, dream on if there'll ever be a yes to that.
You never know. There might be.
There might be.
Okay, well, Dar is going to. For a big lizard, he's surprisingly agile when there's prey to be found. So I'd like to do the good old-fashioned leap and jump onto the next available Klingon, and just go for my claws. Use my claws on him.
Yep. Okay. Daring plus security.
Melee combat, would that apply?
That definitely applies.
Just checking.
Yep. As the two have set down the two soldiers have set down a power cell they were replacing. The one nearest Dar says, can't help but say, they're exchanging some words. I'm therefore not paying attention to you, Dar, as you strike.
I can't wait to go home to see my wife.
No.
Oh, those Kullorn warriors won't know what hit them. Ugh. What rank smell is that? Oh, was that you? And yeah, with
You have to
another.
excuse me, I had barbecued targ for lunch.
Yep. The other warrior says that while his back is turned, but that first attack from Dar is going to. I will allow it once more to be uncontested as you score another 2 successes there, so that gives you back a point of momentum. We can wait to see how the damage roll goes. In the meantime, Rev, go ahead and roll for
I'm rolling.
roll damage for your claws. Oof. That is
Holy.
so. That would be 12 points of damage, unless I'm mistaken.
You wanna spend some threat to avoid the injury?
Oh,
Does he even have 12 hit points?
that's a good question. Let's double check this. Reopen my Klingon warrior sheet. House Mog soldier. No, he does not.
Okay. Never mind.
Yeah, so with that quick drive of your claws, describe how Dar eviscerates this man.
So as they're conversing, he just appears behind the one of them and just from each side just gives him a bear hug, but just with his claws. So it just basically bisects the guy in half with these massive taloned claws.
Yes. Yep. That happens. So,
And then he's gonna do a little song and dance routine, like the little alien that burst out of the chest in Spaceballs. Yep. Except using the top half of the guy's body as a hat.
Oh, God.
the display, whilst earning rave reviews on from the Klingon Opera Society, does not do anything to endear you to the last Mong soldier immediately by the gun, who exclaims, "Gotcha! Hadebach!" And he's going to pull a disruptor as the turn order goes back to the Mog, or goes to them for the first time. So, aiming to take.
Also, we did gain 1 momentum from that.
Yes,
Joe.
yes, Joe. You may draw a point of momentum there.
On it.
So, with a quick shot from the disruptor pistol that he has, that will be 2 successes.
Is that a lethal attack?
He is going for a lethal attack there. Oof, and that is actually enough to... Well, let's see. Double check my Dar's character sheet. How much resistance does he have?
He has 2 resistance to lethal attacks.
Very good, very good. That is still narrowly enough to do an injury that would be lethal, so if not treated at the end of the scene, Dar could actually be in jeopardy.
Well, he does have the tough talent, so it's only 1 point of momentum to avoid the injury.
Ah, very good, very
Let's do
good.
it.
Yeah.
So, just
Tough,
for...
my beloved.
Yep. The Klingon takes levels a disruptor pistol, and takes a square shot into Dar's reptilian hide. The blast interrupting the flow and sending the band a scatter as they move to take cover. Also seriously takes the wind out of Dar. I don't think anyone has managed to successfully land this type of blow on him, not at least in some time in his very brief existence. But yes, Dar may, with the 1 point of momentum spent, we will say Dar fights through the pain, and now he is angry. And now it is also your turn. So, Raldar or Nogri may act.
Mind if I act?
You-
Go ahead. You didn't fail the check, so you know.
Yep. You are in close enough position to where you could do melee. You could also attack with a disruptor instead.
I'm close enough to melee the one who shot Dar.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna close in and deck that guy as hard as I can with a mechleth.
Okay, that will be daring plus security. This one will be contested. I will ask, as I do some housekeeping here to reflect momentum and threat where they are. Are you going for a lethal injury?
Absolutely,
Okay,
if I can.
that's entirely doable. So that will be daring plus security. The GM will take 1 point of threat.
Can I use my brawling focus?
Yes. Two successes against the Mog soldier.
I was like, great.
Let's see. Oh,
Darn.
the Mog soldier is going to do just well enough. As Nogri, as you run in with the mechleth, he is going to flip his disruptor around and try to use it to block, managing to hook the mechleth blade away that you try to swing down on him, and he'll give you one of those open-fisted punches straight to the face. Not thinking so much of going in for a kill with that. He is only going to land basically a... his blow as he counterattacks is going to be a non-lethal one. So that'll be an unarmed strike. Which, for some reason, wasn't on this sheet. So I just add that very quickly. Okay, so not a whole lot there, but it is enough to knock you prone for the turn.
And that's 3 stress?
No, just 2.
Okay.
Alright, technically, the turn order is still with you guys because he is the only one left and therefore the only one able to act. Raldar, you may make a move if you wish.
I think I think everybody's got that guy handled. I'm gonna start going towards the gun.
All right. I'll say since you aren't going up to engage him, I'll let you minor action running up to the artillery piece. Were you looking to use it for an attack of its own, or were you going to just go straight into sabotage?
I'm gonna be Kamak's gonna be going, let me shoot something.
I'll go ahead and set a nice target for the gun, so Himlock can shoot it.
There.
I think we're inside the minimum range for that.
Okay.
This is This is a big gun. Where do I shoot
Yeah.
it? I don't aim at the ship. An enemy ship.
You turn the gun around to one of the nearby like landing craft.
No, I was going to shoot at one of the ships in orbit. Because this was an anti-orbital done, if I recall.
Not this one specifically. This was meant more like it would if a vessel were taking off and flying up like still in like reasonably lower atmosphere. This would be useful for that. Otherwise, it's more of a it could serve basically as either an indirect fire weapon, sending disruptor bolts into locations as if it were an artillery piece. It could also be used as anti-air, anti-spacecraft that were in strafing range.
I see. Very sad. All right. Yeah, one of the one of the landing craft then.
Yeah. To clarify, I'm referring more to the class vessels that the large dagger-shaped vessels that are basically meant to carry thousands of troops and function as sort of command type vessels. So they probably have like small groups of other shuttles around them. So yeah, you could easily lock onto that. You could hit a. You could probably hit a like another gun if you wanted to as well. I leave that up to you there.
I think shooting other guns might be appropriate if we need to make our escape to space.
A good idea. I'll ask you for a control plus security, and I will say this runs at a difficulty of 2 to operate.
I see.
Can I
Because
assist?
I think that because you were kind of engaged with the, like, I don't know, cleaning your knife at this point, you might be just a little bit busy at the moment.
As you say, sir.
yes, I would assume that my disruptor's focus applies since this is a disruptor cannon.
It most definitely would.
All right, let's go. Hey.
Right, yep. You find that with relative ease, Raldar, you are able to program in new coordinates, and the gun swivels on its mount, aiming a bit to the right, and without the ceremony of calling the shot of the same weapon the weapon firing off, it lets off a giant green bolt, flying off into the distance and impacting near one of the other guns. A greenish like flash showing up. At this range, you are pretty sure that you hit it square on, and probably dealt some nasty area damage.
Yay.
Yes.
Violet. For the Empire.
Yes. I'll say that at the very least that's we'll just call it effectively a gun being destroyed there, an advantage that diminishes their ability to attack as opposed to any sort of damage rolls there. So yeah, with that move there, the turn order resets. It goes back to you guys now. So all of you can now act once again.
Isn't Raldar supposed to be up by the gun?
Yes, that requires moving tokens. Thank you.
Okay.
And I should move up the map now. Here we go.
Joey, you want me to start rigging this thing to go kaboom, or do you want to do that?
Yeah, I got the explosives. You can get to security. They are likely going to be trying to. They probably know something's about to go wrong. So.
Okay. So these guys here, Mr. GM, these guys are on the firing platform.
They're in basically a sort of trench. It's a recessed segment of ground, or like where they've dug in. There's a bit of a rampart over them, which they can occasionally like climb up in order to take shots, or there might be some positions through which they basically got firing holes.
Ah, okay. So it's a trench.
Yeah.
Okay. We have plasma grenades again, correct?
Thermite grenades.
Thermite grenades. And what we had 3 each. I'm remembering that it's in a note.
You get 3 uses of a grenade per scene. That's how the grenade trait or quality is treated.
Okay. So looking at 2, 4, 6, 8, another 10 meters. Not that far. It's a trench. So I want to chuck a grenade right there.
Okay. I will call that a control plus security roll to attack. I'm going to say that the way that things kind of slope. No, I'll let you take the difficulty at 2. If you were aiming for someone specifically, then I might have said it was a difficulty 3 roll, because you're not.
No, I'm
precise.
I'm just trying to chuck it in the trench. You know, being in a trench, a slightly enclosed space, I should probably get all 3 of these guys in the blast radius if I hit almost anywhere within that space.
Yeah.
All right, so it's a 2, huh? All right, I'm gonna try to pull the grenade and throw the pin. Oh,
That is 2 successes there. So go ahead and roll me damage for that thermite grenade.
and what is the damage on the thermite grenade? Because again, that's not something that's on my sheet.
All right, let me roll
apologize.
this up here. Okay, the ground assault package includes thermite grenades, which have a challenge dice rating of 4, with an area and an effective area piercing 1 and intense. The grenade quality, and it creates a hazard. Also, I take extra threat for well, no, you already paid the escalation cost for it, I think, so that should be okay. Yes, if you want to make it easy.
Wait, are those qualities or effects?
Area piercing and intense are qualities. Rather, effects. Grenade is a quality. Also, the hazard creation is a homebrewed thing.
Okay, piercing, intense, and area effect. Those are effects.
Yes.
And grenade is the quality.
Yes.
And 4 dice. Okay. Bang.
Okay. 2, 4, 6, 8. Oh no, 6 rather. Plus that'll do piercing against any resistance, so that's that'll get past Brack Lull. So with the area effect, that's also an extra 2 damage for those nearby. So yeah, those are lethal injuries. I think that those people are going to be like on fire and taking like extra are going to be like horribly burned. So I think that I don't think that saving those mooks justifies the 6th threat it would be necessary to save all of them. So they're just going to burn over there as fire from the thermite grenades spreads through. There's a terrible sound of roars of pain, and perhaps even one rushing up the stairs with swinging wildly with a blade before falling over and just being thoroughly melted on the spot.
And the stench of, bad barbecue and burnt hair.
Yes. All right. So with that, the initiative goes back to the Mog soldier. who realizes they are not in a good situation right now. So let's see. Just reviewing minor actions versus ground tasks. Minor actions versus tasks when it comes to the ground, so let's see. Let's see. I think I know what I'm going to do. The first one is going to be a quick I'm just going to say for a task, like as a free action. One task will be committed to him, basically, pressing his wrist comm and calling, alerting his surrounding warriors to the presence of a raiding party in the area. And then I'm immediately going to put 2 threat into keeping the initiative so that he can, if he's going to go down swinging, then he's going to try and stop Raldar from using the guns here. So, Raldar, he's coming towards you, unsheathing a mek'leth with his free hand and going in for the attack there.
I see. Bring it on.
Yep. So that will be a daring plus security roll, and I am going to spend an additional point of threat to do to give him a bonus D20 here. He attacks with lethal intent, so I'll go ahead and drain 1 more point.
I see. So
you must beat 3 successes.
May I use a momentum, my comrades?
Go for it.
All right.
And dire needs of success here.
Let's do it.
Oh, no. So, let's see here. Raldar, you, against his 3 successes, have scored 1 success. You also, crucially, have a complication. So the question becomes first, do you want to take that as a narrative complication? Would you prefer to ignore it and give the GM 2 points of threat? Or would you, I guess you could buy it off with the determination if you so wished.
I think I'll take a narrative complication.
Oh,
yeah.
No.
Attaboy.
I'm going
also,
to...
yes.
Hell yeah. Baby.
Oh, yeah. All right. I'm going to roll for severity here. Star Trek Adventures being the system that it is, low roll is, or rather high roll is worse. Okay, not quite as bad.
Literally in the middle.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, first to the lethal attack that this House Mog warrior is going to make. Have him roll for a slash of the mek'leth. That will be 3 points of damage. I'm going to spend 1 more threat to re-roll 2 of those zeros.
How rude.
Let
Hey,
him spend his threat. Let him spend his threat.
my
He's
boys,
sending it to
my
kill
boys
me.
That brings it up to 7 points of stress. So that is enough to score a lethal injury on you. He is going to run in screaming, "Ah!" and whatever you have out to try and block him, he is going to he's going to meet that and then give a vicious set of other slashes, trying to hack at whatever angle he can, managing to catch you along the side, slicing in deep along your flank, Raldar. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you do resist some of that. Is that right?
Only one. Only one.
Okay. Is that from your, is that from like a Gorn talent that you have?
Armor.
Or is that armor? Okay. So, yeah, your armor will shield you against that. Oh man, I can feel Kresic judging from a distance, shaking his head, saying, "Soft skin."
Soft skin. It's true. He doesn't have the going traits.
Yep.
But
Still have your determination too, don't you?
I have the
To
thick
not
hide
die.
thorn. Yeah, I do have determination. To not die.
Okay.
I got you. Believe.
Can't believe he's bleeding.
Hashtag bleed. Okay. So, yeah, you take the 6 points of stress. You have a lethal injury, which would be enough to, incapacitate you unless you spend either momentum or determination to ignore the injury.
Well, yeah.
Or Zionol has a talent called precaution.
Oh.
Oh?
Once per scene, when an ally suffers an injury or a ship suffers a breach, you can avoid that injury or breach and explain what preparations you took to prevent that injury or breach.
Oh boy. So, like
But that's only once per scene, ever.
Once per scene. So once the scene switches, I can use it again.
Yep. So as the slash comes in and the blade goes into a certain point,
It goes into your drink flask.
it goes deep and it does indeed hurt. But what precaution did Zionol take to ensure that Raldar wouldn't would have a certain vital organ protected?
So he's the quartermaster, and he collects things, and he loses things too. I'd like to say that the armor that Raldar is wearing has been reinforced by, or not reinforced, is like connected and bound together by strips now of what was once very fine Tholian silks. And silks are very good at protecting from piercing damage. It allows it to be removed easily without dragging as you pull it back out. It almost encapsulates the wound. So it does sink in, but the damage of pulling it out is not really there.
I see. So the last tattered remnants of a nice Tholian fabric, which you're wondering why that armor wasn't chafing as hard on your side now, Raldar. That same little bit of protection also prevents the wound from going as deep into a vital organ. So you still take the 6 points of stress, but you do not take an injury.
Awesome. I'm going to need it for later.
Yes. So, with all that said, the turn order goes back to you. I don't remember now who acted last.
Chimok.
Right. He burned all the people. Okay.
Yeah.
Nogri, Raldar, or Dar are capable of acting then.
I got it this time.
I mean, we can give Nagri a chance. I mean, this guy doesn't have another action, so, if not, Dar will finish him.
Very true. All right, Nogri, redemption round. What are you doing?
No. Hey.
You beat the big loser. You can't lose to this guy.
Yep. Okay.
Twos.
Coming in with the melee strike, and While he matches you initially with 2 successes, the initiative still goes to the attacker, so your 2 successes allow you to eventually batter through his defenses. This last Mog soldier was not expecting his blade, which seemed to go deep. It was not expecting this giant lizard man to still be standing, and was even less prepared for the Creel scum, as he would deem it, to come charging back in with your own furious set of blows, each driven by the need to protect the person you're once sent to kill and earn your spot on the crew, earn the trust of the current captain.
Damn, now I have to respect Nagri.
Relationship with Raldar has changed.
Relationship points gained.
Yes. Nagri, go ahead and roll damage. I will ask, is this a lethal attack?
Absolutely.
Points of threat. Tasty, tasty points of threat.
Gadoosh.
Okay, that is for 5 points of threat, or 5 points of stress, rather. Because of the Brack Lull, he could still ignore one of those points of stress, so it would fall just under the threshold of an injury. If you want, you could either re-roll that damage by spending a point of momentum, or you could give the GM threat.
But you know, the response is
we are out of
yeah,
we're out of momentum. Yeah.
Ah, yes. You
unless
could give-
you're offering that one you got right there.
Oh, Caligo, you know why that's a bad idea.
Take a threat, GM. I'm gonna re-roll those 2 zeros.
Okay. Actually, no. Wait. Stop the presses. Hold it. The GM is bad at math. I missed that last one. That was actually 6 points of stress. So even with the Brack Lull, that is 5 points. That is an injury. That means I only need to take the one for you, the one for a lethal attack, but you don't actually need to re-roll. My apologies.
Also, just as a question, isn't Brock Lul only for non-lethal attacks?
Brack Lull gives you 2 resistance to non-lethal attacks, but 1
Yes.
to a lethal attack.
Oh, is that a change? Is that an update?
I am fairly certain that has been there the entire time. I will double check the rules as we go here, just to make certain. But while I'm checking that,
Yeah, I thought it gives you 2 non-lethal, and they have 1 because they wear armor. Because all Klingons start with have 1 resistance.
Well,
me-
not all Klingons.
so I'm
Hashtag
double checking
not all
that real
Klingons.
quick. While I rule on this here, let me ask Nogri, describe how you attempt to kill this man.
I take the sharpest point of the mechlith and I jab it straight through the bottom of his jaw, and I say, "For the big lizard."
Copy that. And upon double checking of the book, I seem to have had it wrong, so that is indeed 2 resistance only to non-lethal attacks, but for lethal attacks there is no such thing, so yeah, that sharp point, where were you aiming to stab that then?
Right under his jaw, straight up.
Okay. So let's see. That will just it'll slightly graze along his armor as you go for the uppercut, but that is still going to be enough to come right underneath the jaw and stab into his mouth. Pinkish purple blood frothing up as it stabs up, and then again as you pull out. He will hunch back, clutching at the jaw. I think that I think that I'm going to let's see. I think that he's going to try and stand up, and for a moment you think that he might somehow have it together, but the blood loss becomes so rapid, not just from the piercing bit, but the secondary damage is the blade pulled out, and he's going to fall down and just take a little nap on his way to Stovacor. So yes.
He's going to be very well rested when he shows up and stuff.
Yep. So you have a moment where combat has ceased here. You are momentarily out of action right now.
Do any of them have any like things that could help? Anything that could like magnify vision, like a set of like a scanner or a set of binoculars, anything like that?
If you want, well, I don't think that they have anything that would be more capable than your own equipment here right now. The only thing really specialized they have, it pertains to the artillery gun, or the disruptor cannon that they have mounted here. Otherwise, not so much.
Gotcha.
So, I would give you something, but it would be like momentum for an opportunity cost, basically.
Gotcha.
So are there any other things that you guys want to do whilst that is in process?
I would want to get into a position where I could use that disruptor rifle on anybody who's going to come play with us.
Okay.
Probably get like somewhere around in here and get some cover from these crates, and hopefully if they shoot them, they don't. You know what? I'm going to check inside the crate first, see what's in there.
A lot of power cells from the looks of things.
Yeah, no, I'm not hiding behind that.
I mean, the crates themselves are pretty well insulated. Also, one of the crates that would provide you the nearer cover appears to be depleted cells.
Good, then that one's the one I'm going to get behind with the rifle, ready to start shooting these clowns or these clowns when they start making themselves known.
Okay. Rev, anything you want to do with Dar real quick? Is he going to munch? He does still have a lethal injury, if I recall correctly.
No, we ignored it.
Oh, right.
Avoid the injury, yeah.
We avoided the injury.
Okay.
Do a control and security roll to keep him from going off toward the next target that he sees coming toward in the distance.
I will accept that roll.
Sorry, Rollo.
Your suggestion will be noted. I need the lizard alive. You, on the other hand.
Yeah, none of these focuses apply.
Yeah. It'd honestly be more of a reason and security roll if you're talking about whether his higher brain functions can keep him contained from engaging here. Raldar could assist by calling out a command telling him not to go.
I would like to assist then.
Okay.
What's the difficulty?
Difficulty will be 2.
Okay.
And Raldar, you may assist with... I could make it presence and command. I would also accept security if you wished.
Control security, because I'm trying to control...
Fair enough.
Yay!
You just need one success.
There.
Hazard awareness? Oh, there we go. We're fine.
No. And not quite in this case, but yeah.
It wouldn't have changed anything. It's fine.
Yep. Dar definitely looks ready to rage, but you are able to rein him in and keep him from the next group that you do see is coming in the distance. I will note I am dropping 5 points of threat to reflect the additional NPCs that are coming in. You still have time to conduct another task here. So, Raldar, is there anything in particular you would like to do?
I think I'd like to start setting the bomb.
Okay. the antimatter bomb that you brought along with you is you can unsling from your back. It is a simple control plus engineering to set up, difficulty 1. You've made it to where it is effectively a dummy-proof sort of thing, modulated to set a burst that will be sufficient to blow things up in the immediate vicinity, create a good-sized crater. It can be set with a timer or command from your console. It is also rendered tamper-proof, so in case somebody tries to get to it and disarm it before you have the chance, then that gives you an opportunity, basically.
Good.
Yes. But I will ask for a control plus engineering difficulty 1 roll from you.
All right. Oh, engineering. Electroplasma power systems.
Not for this system. It's a much simpler bomb.
All right. Sadly, I am not guerrilla warfare, man. All right, let's go.
You
Hey.
scored 2 successes, so Joe, you may draw an additional point of momentum. You have the bomb set at the base of the disruptor, just in case.
Yeah, I think the bomb is going to be less an explosion, and more of a let's make the gun explode kind of boom.
Yep. Kamek, from your position, you do see they're a little out of range, or they're just at the edge of what would be an appropriate attack range. You do see 5 warriors approaching. In the distance, you probably see a few others shuffling, kind of from like the far end of the trench and coming out to possibly join in an assault.
Ah, so it's okay. These guys changed direction and they're headed towards us, and these
Yes.
guys are showing up.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So, you can at least...
Joey, we have incoming. A lot of glory headed our way.
And make sure they get the Stova core.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay.
Is the big boom ready?
It is almost ready.
How much time do you need?
Not long.
Tell us when to run.
And with that, the warriors begin entering range. I'm going to say that while the important guy seems to be just about there, you have a much more certain shot of his of one of his subordinates at this point. Not for his lack of attempting to run into range. This is very much a charge into battle sort. But you have, but the others are just moving slightly faster.
Okay.
So, would you like?
So we're
to
into combat rounds again?
Yep. And you have the first turn.
I want to shoot this guy. With the rifle.
The important guy?
The important guy. There's more glory in killing important people.
Okay, that will be control plus security then. Difficulty of 3.
Oh, Lord. 3?
Yep. And they're just on the edge of effective engagement range. They're still they're at the long to medium sort of range at this point.
Then I'm going to wait until they get closer.
Okay. Well, so we'll say that you have
So
that
somebody
action
else
on
gets...
hold.
Yeah,
Yep.
so I'm waiting. I'm on hold until they get close, and that'll trigger my action.
Yeah. To be clear, one of the less important guys would be just entering difficulty 2 range effectively.
Okay. Is there a... I'm sorry. I'm just still not 100% familiar with all the possible actions. Or whatever. Is there an aim?
Yes.
That is a minor action. in particular with the disruptor rifle, because it has the accurate rating, I believe that it allows you to re-roll more than one die if you need to for your attack.
I think. Let's see. I think accurate. Yeah, if you perform a minor action before attacking, any number of d20s can be re-rolled.
Yes.
With accurate or just with the aim?
With
With
accurate.
aim, it's one.
Aim, yeah.
But with accurate, it's when you aim, it's all.
All right, then I'm going to go for one of the less important people. And I'm going to be aiming.
Okay.
Or I don't have to. If it's accurate, I can just re-roll. Or do I have to aim?
You still have
get
to
accurate?
aim for the minor. You still have to do the aim minor action before you
All right, so
attack.
All right, so that's what I'm doing. I'm aiming and with my very accurate rifle. So here we go. Oh, come on. Push the button.
Control plus security.
Yep.
Okay, your shots. Well, let's see.
I get to re-roll?
Yep, with
I get
one.
to re-roll?
You have one success there, so you can re-roll that d20 there,
Or I can re-roll both of them.
or both if you wish.
Yeah, I'm going to re-roll both of them. What the hell?
Okay.
Madman.
You rolled
Wait, why does
challenge
three show
dice.
up?
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
why did
use your task roller, not the challenge die
Oh,
roller.
okay. Dang it.
You were so happy.
I was.
But you
I got 'em.
you do get 2 successes, so your disruptor will hit. I'm just going to presume that you're trying to kill this guy, so take a point of threat.
I'm a Klingon.
Roll me damage for that disruptor rifle.
There you go.
and Yep, that is not 11 points of damage. You vapor. Let's see. You know, technically, I could
I want the wet, squishy vaporized from Discovery.
You get that. You definitely just immediately dust that particular Klingon.
2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah.
Yep. 10 points of stress is still that's gonna be enough. It's
And
actually
it's vicious.
exactly what you need. Okay, so not to be outdone, one of the Mog soldiers who also has a rifle on hand is going to try and answer your shot. That'll be control plus security. They will aim, which is good because that was pretty bad.
I got cover.
You do have cover. I'm going to say that your cover, that'll give you 3 challenge dice that you can roll in order to see how much resistance that provides as they roll for the disruptor rifle attack. So that would be 5, 7 points of stress that blast would do. You managed to nullify 3 points from behind there, so the blast is going to hit the box, and it is actually going to melt through, even grazing one of the depleted power cells. And when it comes out the other end, it won't so much cut through straight to you as it will burst out the box and it'll lose cohesion a bit, but it will do enough to burn on the armor. I think since... Oh, you said he doesn't have any armor.
He has no armor. No.
Yep, so it's going to cause a nasty set of burns along your arm.
How many points of damage?
4 points of stress.
Yeah. Oh, 2, 3, 4. I have 10 more. Bring it on.
Yep. Okay. Turn order goes back to you guys.
Sentiment.
It's either got to be Dar or it's got to be our other secondary character.
Question.
Yes.
Dar is a predator, right? More or less.
Accurate.
Do you think he has the knowledge or skill set to be able to challenge this other apex predator that's heading his way into a fight?
You're wondering if he knows just enough Klingon to say something of meaning for like an honor duel? Is that what I'm hearing?
Or
is
not
it more
necessarily enough Klingon, but a display to get this guy to
He's trying to do a dominant stance.
focus on? Yes, basically.
He recognizes the guy.
Game recognizes game.
Yeah.
Yes. I would definitely say that if you want to make a big display, point at him, then you could try to make that impression. I would
What
say
would that be?
presence plus I'm sympathetic to security, but I think that command is more the thing, because you are trying to you are trying to appeal to this to some more instinctive sense of honor, or sense of beefing over turf, basically.
Okay.
That's a perfect way to put it. He's beefing over.
Yeah, that's basically what I'm thinking. Okay.
This will be contested against his...
That's what I was going to ask.
Against this Klingon's insight plus command.
So here's the thing. Either this works, and he comes at me particularly, and frees you guys up to deal with the mooks, or it doesn't work, and they shoot at me the bullet sponge. And you have more free time to do whatever you need to do. So I think it's a win-win.
Except for Dar.
Yeah, Dar's fine.
I want Dar to die. I would rather have Raldar die than Dar.
Dar has his determination still. He still has his determination.
Raldar can't die. Tabak needs Raldar on the ship.
I have a backup character. That'll be so much fun. I promise.
That went about as well as I expected it to.
Okay.
That went about as well as I expected it to.
Well, let's see. I guess... Oh, no. He technically succeeds with a point of threat, but I also score a complication.
Oh dear.
Can I give a suggestion?
I'm open to them, but I do have an idea.
One of the side guys took it as a challenge for them.
It's like, hey, you're not allowed to have, you're not allowed to drink out of that, you're not allowed to, shit over there. That's where I shit. I won't
More
have
along
it.
the lines of, Captain, he's not worth your time. I'll handle him.
Back away. I will deal with this scum myself. Proceeds to split his arms into full...
Let me kill him for you, my lord.
Let's see. The other idea, particularly I know one thing you asked about, Caligo. Would you like for this to give him enough pause for an exchange of words?
Yes.
Okay,
I would
then.
like that.
I like that.
As this giant hulking lizard trying to impress upon the warrior, appeal to some sort of primal sensibility, gives the warrior some pause, and he holds his arm up, at first seeming to go for the batleth, but then stopping his warriors, crying out, You are not House Kullorn. Though, unless they have decided to bring mercenaries to their battle. Who are you?
Oh boy. Alright.
proclaim yourselves if you be true warriors.
All right. I will step out. Raldar will step out and stand in front of Dar. I am Raldar, a son of Kullorn.
It's a moment of silence as wind blows over the field, and then is met with laughter. Oh. You. Oh, you. Surely you bring this in jest.
Raldar will draw his Detang dagger to Tog.
I knew the warriors of the House of Kullorn were vicious, but I knew that I did not know their warriors cavorted with beasts.
I was a spoil of war when I had barely just hatched, and I was taken in by one of the other members of the House, Kodruk. I am no less a son or a Klingon than any other.
We should see from your blood whether that is true, he says as he, instead of going for the batleth, removes a Diktak of his own. It is a slightly nastier variant of the blade with a slight curve to it. So, son of Kullorn, or son of the House of Kullorn, have you come to quietly sabotage us in the night, or do you mean to do proper battle?
Chemak is just going to yell out, 1,000 throats could be slit in a single night by a running man.
Ugh.
Wow.
Brave talk for somebody hiding behind some boxes.
And that's brave talk coming from somebody with a weapon. Real man fights with his fists.
I want to shoot this guy. I want to shoot him, but I can't.
Yep.
Raldar will hold his hand up to, stop Nagri and Shamak. I will give you any duel you desire, like true warriors, face to face. No sneaking, or no giant pieces of artillery.
Your hide shall be interesting to my lord and commander. With that, he is going to reverse the grip on his dagger and start to close the distance with you. Like that, the encounter has become a one-on-one. Unless one of you should choose to intervene.
That's fine. I am still keeping my gun trained on any one of these other mooks, so that as soon as one of these two combatants goes down, they're getting a disruptor bolt to the face.
Yep.
GM.
Mm-hmm.
Can I take a minor action and a combat action before they start?
What do you want to do?
I am going to use the minor action of prepare, and then I want to use redirect in case somebody comes up and attacks me.
Okay, so the prepare that will let you set up a task, and then The redirect. Yeah, I'll allow for that. We'll have the roll come up if the redirect should be necessary. Alright. Raldar, you may get the first attack here.
Yes. Hey. Okay.
Oh,
It's not that bad.
Lordy.
Yep. You roll a single success, but you also roll a complication there. This will go against the Klingon commander's one success as well. You do still have the initiative. Would you prefer to give the GM threat, accept a narrative complication, or...
Let's see. I'm going to stop you right there. I have a talent that lets me ignore the first complication rolled in the security task.
Very good. Then you just succeed. So, are you going for a lethal blow with your diktak?
I will not. There is I have my reasons.
Okay, so this is a non-lethal blow that you're striking.
This
Go
is an
ahead.
honor duel. I will face him honorably.
Okay. Oof, that is... let's see, that is going to be 6 points of damage there from Vicious. This is a little retroactive, but I'm just going to say I won't count it against you this time since we did declare it at the start. Deadly would normally make a non-lethal blow more difficult, but I'll not hold it against you here.
All right, then never mind. Then it's lethal. You can take your thing. Take your threat.
Tell you what, I'll take a threat to allow it to work. How does that sound?
All right.
So yes, your... let's see, with...
I mean, I'll make it lethal, but if you want, it's fine.
Well, so with what you have there, those 6 points of stress from Vicious 1 coming into play, because you have 3 effects on the board, that would give me, as it's a non-lethal blow you are attempting, that would be, that would cut down already 2 points of that stress, plus another for the armor that he is wearing, so...
that's why I'm,
Yeah,
That's
you
why
could go up to lethal and only lose 1 point. That would be enough for an injury. A technically lethal injury.
Yeah, I'll do if lethal. I can still do what I want to do lethally.
Yep. So long as he's treated at the end, he doesn't die.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah. Describe to me what you do next.
I assume this is. Did this just end the duel right there? Was just that it? Was it nice and quick?
If you want to, if you have the move in mind, I think that you have, then I would say that that would be enough to buy you a. I think that'd be enough to buy you an end to the duel and possibly the moment if you have further words that you want to leave this man here.
Yeah, he will knock away, you using the strength, knock away his dagger to leave him open to stab him in the gut, pretty much.
Not going for the chest wound.
I mean, there's such a size difference. It's basically in between.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough. Yes. So you run that dagger in deep, with the sheer force of sending it not just the full blade in, but the sharpened guards through the armor and piercing through some of the skin, pressing it through. It goes even deeper into even deeper through, such to where part of the handle now is properly buried with the force that you have dug this in. The speed with which you moved Raldar, was not something he was counting on. The strength, maybe, but you are well trained fighting against other Klingons and their techniques, so your deflect and stab is practically textbook.
Trained from birth, baby.
Yeah. So yeah, that injury will be lethal, and I'll say that since you flavored it that way, he is even disarmed here, but he clutches at the dagger that you have left impaled in him. Before he does anything else here, any further words you would wish to exchange?
This battle for this planet is over. Whoever is leading you, have him challenge the general directly. Let the warriors leave. You will already have this world.
He coughs as blood begins to well from his mouth. By sheer force of determination, as he clutches it, he will ignore the injury and remove it. Or remove the dagger.
Probably a bad idea.
He clutches that dagger hard. And seeing truth in your words, realizing that as much as with a single effortless stroke that you had beaten him, he sees the truth in the Maag victory that you speak of. He will outstretch his hand and return the bloody dagger to you, Raldar.
I will graciously accept it.
Return to your lines, son of Kullorn. My lord, General Kullorn, will know of this challenge.
I will, nod in acknowledgement. And then, wave to our Nagari and Chamok to get moving. And daughter.
Tasty treats.
Just take one of the corpses if you want one. It's just an empty shell anyway.
My weapon does not come down. It is trained on at least one of these guys until we start moving out of here.
Yep. As you start moving back, you hear from behind you, Raldar. You there, warrior.
I pause and turn.
The one you have met in battle today. The important one calls out. I am Shegla of the House Malk. Next time our blades cross, you will not be so fortunate.
Next time, I hope we will challenge with bat lifts.
He coughs a bit more blood, still going to retrieve his own diktak. And as some of the warriors come close, he raises his hands in indignation with just a ah, and waves them off, allowing you just enough of a berth to pull back and proceed back down the ridge. I will ask, are you taking the antimatter bomb with you, or is that being left under the gun?
Well,
Leave it.
look, all right. It'll stay because it's not a timer; it's a detonator. So if they do not, hold their end, it's insurance.
Very good. All right. So,
Would you at least hide it somewhere inside the gun?
Oh yes.
Okay.
yep.
I ran off the assumption that they would come check the gun after we ran away.
So, yeah, with that, I think that with that, as long as the combat encounter was, though, it was intense and good fun, I think that it might be better to go ahead and close off the session today, or like right now, and extend this out to one more part. Would you guys be okay with resolving this and playing with the remaining bits of plot for next session?
Sure.
For sure.
All right.
Okay, so then, that being the case, we will come back with Broken Sword next week. For those of you in the archive, this is where we will leave you off. I hope that you enjoyed today's vicious battle and final duel between our combatants here. And are ready to come back for one more part of our current adventure, Hay'wI. So, we'll catch you next time. Until then, have a good rest of your day.